We're here. So we are starting the stream today. A little bit different, as you can tell. It's episode 6.5. We're going into the backstory a little bit more of a new character that will be joining the party at some point in the future. Callum, your character?
My name is Regio Cloverwood. I'm a drow who's also a rogue.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly get started. It's your first time playing D&D, so we'll slowly get started. If you have questions, just ask them. It's absolutely fine. But are you ready to get started?
Indeed I am.
Okay, all right. So, you currently find yourself on a small dirt path that's like kind of zigzagging through the forest. And as you spend your day walking on that path and going through the forest, you notice the change in trees, like from very luscious brown, like autumn brown, towards a more barren and much branchier dead wood and dead trees as you start progressing. What would you like to do?
I will inspect some of the trees. They seem unfamiliar to me.
Okay. So as you get a bit closer, roll an investigation check. See what you can find.
Go.
Okay. All right. So with that, you look a bit closer at some of the trees, and as you start to trace some of the grooves and some of the lines, you seem to notice that these trees are, to some degree, magically adjusted.
Interesting. These trees. I've never seen anything like them. They're almost magical.
And
it's weird.
As you say that, as you're expecting it, you hear from beside you. You hear, where are we?
Oh, you're awake. Well, I had to get away, but we're in a forest. I'm sorry, I can't really describe it that well. It's even unfamiliar to me.
That's okay. What's going on? Where are we?
Well, I'm not sure. We're miles away. I got lost. I lost my way. The rain, it washed so much away. I don't know how to get back.
Where's Mom? Where's Dad?
They had to go somewhere. On an adventure. You know how Dad is, right?
An adventure, really?
Well, yeah. It might be a long one.
Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. And as she says that, she kind of goes back to sleep, and it's kind of like cuddling up to your back as she's just holding on.
Rest well, everyone. Now, time to find my way out of here.
Okay. So as you continue walking, you walk for a few more hours. You just keep following the path, and I mean, you're definitely not really sure where you are at this point. After being on the road for quite some days, it's become hard to keep track of which way you were going. As so many hours pass by, slowly the sun starts setting beyond the skyline, and the wind starts picking up a little bit as the temperature starts dropping. What are you gonna do?
I need to find some shelter.
And I get some trees and like small twigs and pile them up in like a tent formation.
Okay.
Pull some leaves down from the trees and try to make a makeshift shelter.
Okay, all right. I mean, easy enough. Like, most of the trees are dead, but you do manage to find some trees that still have some leaves on them, and you can definitely find some sturdy enough branches that you could use in order to put together like a very basic frame. And I mean, it's nothing that will stop you from getting wet if there is a lot of rain, but it's enough to just tide you over for the night. So, do you also make a fire, or?
Yes, I will try to make some fire.
Okay. All right. So, easy enough. You gather up some sticks and a bit of bushes and things to and a bit of tinder to get it going. Um, roll a survival check. See if you can Okay. All right. So it does take you like the better part of an hour before you kind of really get this going. At this point, it's getting pretty dark, right? But luckily for you, you have your superior dark vision, so within 120 feet radius, you can see as if it's clear daylight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after about an hour, you have the fire together. It's slowly crackling, and you are warm and you have shelter for now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything particularly you want to do before we close off this day?
I want to make sure my little sister is nice and tucked away. I don't want anyone finding her in case I fall asleep during my watch.
Okay, right. So as you take your little sister, you put her inside the makeshift tent, and you tuck her in. Do you say anything to her, or?
No, I let her rest. I don't want to disturb her.
Okay. So as you just silently perform that work, you sit outside. Roll a perception check. See how your watch goes. Oh, wow. Okay. So, your watch goes by relatively okay. There's nothing major going on. There's no intrusion of any sort. You do at some point hear like some scuffling and some rustling through the leaves, but nothing really catches your eyes, and you can tell it might be some squirrels or stuff like that. Yeah, your watch goes by. You tend to have like about 4 hour watch, and then you definitely would need the other 4 hours for sleep.
Yeah.
Because else you're just gonna get super exhausted, and that's gonna bring different rules into the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, you wake up. You reckon it's about 6:30. It's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
I see if I make sure the fire is smothered out, just in case someone decides to follow us.
Okay.
But I make sure my sister is okay before I do anything else.
Okay. She looks okay. Make a perception check. See if you can see anything else. Okay. Yeah. No. She looks hurt. But she's holding out. Okay. So with that, you go on the road again.
Yep.
Okay. So as you do, you progress some more hours, again just following the same path that you have been following, until at some point the path kind of starts fading out and sort of picks up like 20 or 30 feet later, and then fades out for a little bit again, and then picks up again. You can definitely tell this is not a path that's traveled a lot, and overall you definitely feel like in the past weeks you're the only one that's come by here. Let's see, after about 6-7 hours have passed, you had a couple of short breaks in between. You notice some marks in the path, probably something like a horse, maybe.
What could? I feel like I've seen these tracks before.
And I crouch down and I I inspect the tracks to make sure they are definitely something of a creature that I would know, like a horse, or maybe it's
Okay.
something else.
Okay. Make a survival check. See if you can recognize the tracks.
Oh, what? Sorry.
A survival check.
Oh, survival. Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's imprint into this muddy ground. It's really hard to tell. As far as you know, it's probably a horse.
Okay.
I follow the tracks in case they lead me to civilization or someone that might help.
Okay. So as you start following the tracks for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it just seems to keep going. It's like it doesn't seem to be particularly headed in any direction. It's just following the path. And do you just keep following it?
I'll check around to see if there's anything else that walked with it. Maybe someone that guided the horse or
Okay.
anything else like that.
Okay. Make a investigation check. Oh, you're not having the best luck with that one. Okay.
Nope.
So as you start looking around, it probably takes you. I mean, you keep following the track. It probably takes you a good 2 hours before at some point from like the left corner of your eye, you look down towards the side of the path and you see an imprint of sorts that you hadn't seen before. It was definitely not part of the horse imprint. Upon closer investigation, you see it's got like 3 like toes slash nails slash whatever it might be that made that imprint, and then 1 like base of the foot essentially, and that's pretty much all you can tell. You see about 2 or 3 of them, and that's kind of it.
Okay. Can I see if there is anything that they might have, like, if they stopped and set up some kind of camp, like maybe around the time that I did? So can I look around to see if there's any kind of campfire or something?
Okay. Make an investigation check. Okay. So upon kind of looking around you, and you kind of look on both sides of the path, and you walk a bit further, and you look again. At some point, you do see what looks to be like a slight open space. There seems to be some more imprints around there, some of the same horse imprints that you saw earlier, as well as more of that like 3-toed imprints kind of running around.
These creatures, 3 toes. I don't believe I've met a creature with such design in their feet.
And I get up, and after looking around, I decide to follow 3-toed tracks.
Okay. All right. Okay. So as you do so, make a survival check to see if how well you can follow it. Okay. All right. So with that, you do lose the track a few times, but overall you manage to follow it to a relatively good degree. It gets later and later. You keep following it for another 2 or so hours until like the sun starts disappearing beyond the skyline again.
Okay.
Oh damn. Where now?
And I look around to see if I can find any kind of trace, like twig snaps or something like that, to see if they've like diverted off in another direction, and that's why I can't find the tracks.
Okay. All right. You as you look around, you see on a low tree branch, probably about the height of your chest, you see a piece of brown cloth hanging.
Some cloth.
I take it, and I look at it to see if I've seen any kind of its like craftsmanship before.
You take a look at it. It's definitely not craftsmanship. It seems to be just being a torn piece of cloth. It's a very basic cloth. It's nothing expensive. It's very, very basic.
Okay.
Interesting.
I look around, see if I can find anything else that might relate to the cloth.
Make another investigation check. See if you can find anything. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as you look around, it doesn't take you very long before like the glister of something shiny catches your eye, and as you take your hands through the leaves to try and see what's on the floor, you find a makeshift dagger that's just lying there on the floor.
A dagger. Perhaps they were on the hunt for something?
I take the dagger and I inspect it to see if it's familiar to me in any way, like if I've seen it before.
Okay. So as you take a closer look at the dagger, it's not particularly something that you've seen before. You just know that there is some races that are on like in these areas in these forests that could make such stuff.
And then I see where the dagger was pointing, and then I just go,
Well, the dagger falls where it may.
and I follow the direction that the dagger was pointing in.
Okay, all right. So as you do so, you start walking in like a northwestern direction, and after about half an hour walking, it's now probably 8 p.m. right? So it is really dark.
Yeah.
You haven't necessarily found anything after that half an hour, but if you decide to continue, you can. But with every hour that passes, you gain a point of exhaustion.
Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna set my sister down and try and build another small makeshift camp. But I'm gonna since there was a dagger nearby, I'm gonna try and stay up as much as I can before I fall asleep, just to make sure that no one's still around anywhere before I fall asleep.
Okay, all right. Yeah, easy enough. You, like at this point, after a few days, you definitely know what to grab, in order to make yourself a successful makeshift shelter. Do you also make a fire?
I'll make a small fire, not as big as I made last time, just a
Right.
very tiny one, just to keep enough light and warmth for my sister, because I have
Okay.
the dark vision. I'll just keep alert as much as I can and just keep the fire for some warmth.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So as you do that, let me make sure that I do this right. There we go. Oops, there we go. So as you do that, roll another perception check. See what you can find. Okay. As your night starts, ticking on, you notice some rustling from the trees behind you.
Who's there?
And I take down, I reach down from one of my short swords that I have on me, and I grasp it firmly, like taking a defensive position across my sister.
Okay. Is your sister currently in the tent, or is she outside the tent?
She's like half in, half out, just so
Okay.
she can like get the warmth of the fire, because I don't want the tent setting on fire.
Okay. So as you do that, and just for a little reference, there you go. You have a bit of a visual. So let me drag you in there. Make sure you're right. So I see you don't have a
I don't
character
have
portrait.
a.
That's
no,
fine.
no,
It's
yeah.
not a problem. It's just you on the map, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
So you're around about there. You seem to hear the whispers coming from the northern side of where you currently are.
Okay.
You can drag and drop your little icon to different places to investigate and stuff.
Okay. Is there a certain distance I can go?
At this point, no, because we're not in combat or anything.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to this rock and inspect it.
Okay.
See if anyone's like lurking behind it.
Okay. All right. As you get closer, some of the whispers disappear, but you look behind the rock, no one there.
Not here. The whispers seem to have gotten quieter.
I'm gonna go over to this tree because it looks kind of dodgy.
Okay. All right. As you get closer, yeah, I mean the tree is definitely one of the more affected trees in the area, and it seems to, well, as you can see, it seems to kind of form a face with like the holes that kind of like bore into it. It seems to be natural. This doesn't look like it's like a specific alive form. Like it does seem like this has naturally just happened over time. But yeah, it definitely gives you a bit of a creepy vibe. That's for sure.
I'm gonna stick one of my arms in the hole just to see if anything nearby had like stashed something here.
Okay. Okay. You stick the heart. In which hole particularly do you stick it in?
I'm gonna stick it in the left eye looking
Okay.
hole.
Okay. As you slowly reach down with your arm, you feel some like wet leaves and things, and as you kind of dig around a little bit, there's nothing particularly in there, and it doesn't seem like this has been moved for a while because it's all gucky and all like kind of like composting type of thing.
Ugh. Nasty little bugger, aren't you?
I'll go over here next and inspect these rocks.
Okay. So as you do so, again, you don't find anyone behind the rock or anything like that. The rock looks relatively normal. You do find on like the main plateau of the rock, you find a long curved nail, probably about roughly 4 inches in length, and it's got quite the curvature to it. It looks very animal-like.
What's this?
I reach up and try to grab it.
Okay, all right. So as you grab a hold of it and you take a look, make a survival check. See if you can recognize what this is. Okay. So as you take a closer look at it, does not look to be anything that that you've seen before. But as you start inspecting it closer, you start hearing the whispers again. Just away from the distance, you just hear.
Do I know what direction it's coming from, roughly?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Oops, I made 2.
Yeah, no, I'll take the first one. You notice it's coming from like this southeastern direction.
Okay. I'm gonna go back across the camp and just quickly check on my sister, just in case.
Okay, so as you check on her, she seems to be absolutely fine. As fine as can be expected. And as you do so, you notice in the tree line, you notice the following. You notice 3 creatures, all gathered. They have not noticed that you've noticed them, but they're eyeing you up.
I feel as if I'm being watched. What would I roll for that?
Nothing. You definitely know they're watching you.
Okay. I slowly close off the. I pull push my sister a bit more into the tent so she's fully in it, and I close the tent up and slowly grasp my sword because I feel like I don't like the feeling of being watched, so I slowly get prepared for whatever I need to do.
Okay. All right. So as you do, is there anything else you do? Because at this point you could potentially prepare an attack in case these creatures attack you. You could prepare a spell, those kinds of things.
I'm gonna grab a stick from the fire that's on fire, not completely, so I can grab it, and then I'm gonna turn and throw it towards the direction I think's being watched to see if anything gets dispersed.
Okay, all right. So as you do that, let me do that. As you do that, you take the stick, you put it on fire, and with a nice backhand throw, you just throw it right into their direction. And as you do that, you just hear as I would like you to roll for initiative, please, as these creatures will definitely attack you. Okay, all right. So with that, you get to go first because you were the one that instigated this.
Yes.
And you should also hear some really cool battle music now.
Ooh.
There we go. All right. So, in your first turn, you can take an action, a bonus action, and possibly a reaction if you get the chance. The action is usually an attack of some sort, and the bonus action can either be a cantrip if it is specified that it is a bonus action, or you can disengage, which allows you to move away from an enemy without them getting an opportunity of attack on you.
Okay.
But we'll just get started into it. So you have movement, 30 feet. So you can move 6 squares in any direction, also diagonally. And then you have an action and a bonus action. What are you doing?
I'm gonna. So since my sister's safe, do I see these creatures after I throw through the stick?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're in full view. You can see now that these are kobolds.
Okay. I'm going to. So how much is each square? Oh no, there's the ruler thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So each square is 5 feet.
I'm gonna. No, I have 30 feet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to hit this square here.
Okay.
I can't grab it.
Yeah, you have to go back into the arrow tool.
This
There you
should
go.
be that. I'm just gonna double check.
Yeah. No, that should be right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to I'm going to unwrap my Kusari gummy, and I'm going to throw it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna use it and like holding one end of it
Okay.
into the tree line and see if I hit anything.
Okay, so let me just correct these so they're in the right squares. So if you want to use your Kurosai Gamma on any of on the guy that's closest to you, you'd have to move one more square in order to get within range.
Okay.
'Cause it's 10 feet
forward
maximum range.
or okay, so I'm gonna move to here,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna use my how do I ping which ones I want?
You would. Oh god, I don't have that pinging tool, so I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, the one closest to me,
Yeah.
next to the tree, I'll attack that one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Roll your attack. So if you go into your character sheet and then click the ranged one, so there's two in your yeah, there you go. All right. So let me have a look. So as you get ready to throw, what is it essentially a almost like a scythe on a chain. As you get ready to throw it, like the sudden appearance of these kobolds, even though you were prepared, it's very late at night, you're very tired, and you just don't quite get to get the throw that you want, and you kind of miss the creature as it dodges away, and it just goes as it's like this very feral like creature. Okay, is there anything you want to do for your bonus action?
I'm going to. Can I move for a bonus action?
You could dash, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to jump back to here, and I'm going to hold my I'm going to hold my short sword in so I bring back my chain sickle, and then I grab my short sword in case one of them decides to charge me, and I end my turn there and wait till he attacks.
Okay, all right. Well, normally you would use your action to prepare an attack, but for this time it's
Okay.
fine. It's not one.
Okay, I'll make it.
It's just you. So,
action.
okay. So with that, your turn ends, and it is the turn of the kobolds. So let's see. The guy closest to you, not particularly scared off by your missed throw, he will get right in your face there.
Well, he's getting up on my bread and butter.
Yeah. In this case, you could roll your short sword attack to see if you can hit him.
Short sword attack. Boom.
Okay, yeah, no, that definitely hits. So if you now go into the chat and you click the word short sword, it'll automatically roll your damage. There you go. You do 5 points of piercing. So as this kobold comes running at you, just and then you just silence all of a sudden as your short sword just pierces through its stomach, and you can just see the life draining away from its eyes as this kobold just limps and just falls to the floor, just as you pull your sword back. That is one kobold absolutely dead.
Yeah.
Very nice. So there we go. He's now dead.
He upside down.
Yeah. The second kobold sees that happen. It's not too scared off, and will attempt to get closer as well. You've already used your reaction in this case, so you won't be able to do it again. And the third one will also get closer. So both those
I didn't
guys...
see that one. I didn't scroll down the thing enough. Oh, Jesus.
So those two, they will use their... Let's see. They will use their daggers to try and hit you. Let's have a look. See. So that is a 21 to hit. I don't think your armor class is that high.
No, mine's 13.
Okay, 13. Right, so that one does hit. So that is a... Let's see. It's a D4. That is, you take 6 points of piercing damage from that one.
Okay, 6 piercing on me. So would I take that away from how many hit points I have now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so 23 minus 6. 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 23 minus 6 17, I believe. 82. I'm bad at maths.
It's okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that makes 17.
Yeah, 17. I
Yeah.
was right. Ha. So I have 17 hit points right now.
Yes, and then the second kobold will also try and stab you with the dagger. Let's have a look. Oh no, that is a 6 to hit. That does not hit. So in the blind rage of this kobold, he just goes as he just completely misses his attack, and that ends their turn. It is your turn again.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Kusar. So I'm gonna like, would swinging my sword just to clean the blood off it, like badass, do it? Like, would that be an action?
Wait. So what is it you're exactly doing?
So I'm gonna like put my short sword back, but I'm gonna like clean it first. I'm gonna like swing it a bit,
Right.
so the blood gets off it.
The
Yeah.
blood. Right. Yeah. I mean, no, that'd be flavor.
All right. So I swing it and I quickly put it back, and then I try to get. If I swing my Kusari Game in an arc, could I theoretically hit one of them into the other one? So I only need to hit one.
Right.
But if I roll high enough, would that hit him into the next one?
It is unlikely. You'd have to roll really well.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
I'll go for
possible.
I'll go for the one. I'll go for the one next to the one I just killed.
Okay.
Since I'm this close, would that be classed as melee?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
All right. So boom.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Roll for your damage for one.
7
Okay.
slashing damage.
All right. Okay. So as you now this time again take your sickle chain sickle, you just with one clean swipe, you just essentially almost like as if you were using a pickaxe, you kind of like pick him straight against the side of the head, and your blade just cleanly just enters just as you just hear this as the kobold absolutely fucking dies, and with like the sheer impact of your blade, that kobold's limp dead body gets slammed into the other one, and the other one gets pushed 5 feet towards the other side.
And everyone gets flipped over because he's dead as fuck.
Yeah, he's dead, and he's in this other square. There you go. So, anything else you want to do? Do you still have your movement?
All right. So I'll move back here just in case he decides to like swipe or something.
Okay, so he does get an attack of opportunity unless you use your bonus action to disengage.
I'll use my bonus action to disengage.
Right, and then you move there. Okay, yeah. So again, next time, that'll be.
All right, I'll remember that. So,
yeah, no, it's fine. It's not a problem.
Bonus action.
So yeah, so
Disengage. Attack. Hold. Hit. Run. Okay, put that down. Right.
okay, all right. So with that, your turn ends, and this other kobold is kind of like looking like, oh, you know, I don't know about this one. He's gonna dart back a little bit. He's gonna go over there.
Oh damn,
then-
he ran fast.
Yeah, they have quite a bit of movement, and he's going to then use his sling to still get an attack in at you. Let's have a look. All right, that is a 9 to hit. I don't think that hits.
No, that doesn't hit.
No.
I miss.
So you see this coming, and you just very carefully dodge out the way as this one pellet almost just flies by. No effect on you. Okay, with that, it's their turn over. It's your turn again.
All right. So for my finishing thing, I want to go all the way up to him, and then I'm gonna use shocking grasp to grab its face.
Okay, all right. If you click the spell Shocking Grasp and then click the name, there you go. Okay, let's have a look. See. Let's have a look what that does. Okay. So yeah. So as you get close enough, you put both your hands on it as you feel this creature just squirms, going.
Now I roll my attack.
Yeah. You click the There you go.
Oh.
Well, as you just
little electric shock, static shock,
Yeah.
like
yeah, just and then that's it, right? It's like static, yeah. As your hands clamp onto it, and you kind of feel your hands start warming up, as these small lightning bolts just touch the skin, and you can just see some of the lightning go through the veins. As you use your shocking grasp to deal 1 point of damage, he's definitely a bit shaken up. He's not very hurt, but he's definitely shaken up by that.
yeah, he's a dizzy boy.
Yeah. Does that end your turn?
I will disengage
Mm-hmm.
and move back to here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So with that, he is more scared than ever now, and he's gonna. Let's see. He's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's gonna dart straight back to there.
Bye bye.
All right. Ends his turn. Your turn.
All right, I'm gonna chase him and be like, "Nah, Chief, you ain't." I need to make sure that's the correct distance. Play.
Yeah.
30 is there. Okay, so I move to here. Which I think is enough.
Yeah, that's enough. That's about right. Yeah.
All right, and then I what do I do? I don't know what any of my spells do yet because I haven't researched that. I will use my ranged. Oh no, I need to be close to that.
No. That'll be enough. That'll be 10 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to use my ranged Kusarigami
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can grapple it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah, that does hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for damage. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So, with that,
Do I get to decide how I do this if it dies?
yeah, you do. Because how do you?
Yeah. All right. So
I swing my Kusarigami.
and then I grapple it, and I pull it back so hard that it gets freaking ripped in half,
Okay.
and it just stumbles, which falls to the ground, ripped in two.
Okay. All right. So as you take your I keep forgetting the name of your weapon.
Just call it chain sickle.
A chain sickle, right? So as you grab hold of your chain sickle and you swing it around in a few small circles before you just take this incredible throw. That just as this kobold is just running for its life after two of its mates just got killed, he's just as he's trying to get away. All of a sudden that sound stops as your chain sickle just flies through the air and just again like a pickaxe just slams in the top of its head and just almost like slices it clean through, almost like a knife through hot butter, right? It just slices clean through. As that happens, and you see the two halves of the cobalt starting to kind of fall apart, like as these two halves just fall in different directions. You see a slight glow coming from your chain sickle, and then it's also gone again.
Oh. No time to think about that now.
And I turn, and am I no longer in combat?
You are no longer in combat, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna run back here, and just pay no attention to the glow just yet. I need to check to see if my sister's okay, just in case that something that they threw, or another one sneaking up, or something like that. I just need to be prepared, so I go and check on my sister.
Okay. So as you check on your sister, as you kind of put your head through the opening of the tent.
Hello there.
She looks back at you and she's like, Rijo, is everything okay? I heard some really scary noises.
Oh, they were just rats. Don't worry about it. Pesky other buggers.
Rats. Okay, right. Yeah, no, of course. I'm
Very big rats, but don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds horrible. Did you take care of them? I don't like rats. Not one bit.
Yeah, I took care of them.
Okay. And so with that, she seems to be she seems to be okay.
Awesome. All right,
Okay.
now I'm gonna pull my head out of the tent and just look around to see if anything else is gonna try and make an advance on me.
Okay. You look around. Make a perception check. Okay. There seems to be nothing anywhere close by. No, nothing you can see anyway. No, it seems to be pretty clear.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can I loot them?
Yeah,
See if
absolutely.
they've got anything on them. Or I wanna loot them.
So, roll an investigation check. See what you can find.
Investigation. Boom.
Okay. So as you kind of start pocketing through the first one, I mean, there's not much of value. There's another makeshift dagger. There's a sling, like a very makeshift stuff, right? And as you kind of like rifle over the body, there seems to be nothing there of value. As you do the same to the second one, you find a very small pouch with 4 copper coins and 2 gold pieces.
4 copper. And how many gold?
2 gold.
2 gold. Alright.
Okay, and that's pretty much all you can find on those 2.
Okay. Because this guy seemed to try and get away, even if it was through fear, I'm just gonna check him and loot him as well.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. So as you kind of like pat down the body, you find another 2 gold pieces, and besides that, that's kind of it.
What did I find?
2 gold pieces.
Alright, so an extra 2 gold. So I now have 4 gold and 4 copper.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, okay. Now I'm gonna go back here.
Okay, so as you go back, you slowly complete the night. Nothing major going on. You get a couple hours sleep in, and again you wake up around 7:30 this time, ready for another day of traveling.
Because I slept, am I still damaged? Do I still have 17 hit points? Or
No, you would regain those.
Okay. So
And you also regain any spell slots that you've used.
Okay.
So I wake up.
I crick my back a little because I felt the little bit of damage that I took, but still feel it in the morning. So I just crick my back, crick my neck.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then I make sure I put out the fire and take down the tent and pick my sister up.
Okay. All right. So again, you pick up your sister. You put her, back on your back. She holds on again, and she knows it's another day of travel. She seems to still be definitely hurt. She's very, very sleepy. Like she's constantly going into like this deep sleep for hours. And then afterwards, she would wake up for it just to say a few words, to drink a little bit, and have a little bit of food, and then she would fall asleep again.
Okay.
So, as your day progresses, you kind of get through the day pretty uneventful. You see a couple more of those tracks, like the 3-toed, what you now probably can assume is cobalt tracks, but nothing consistent in terms of a trail or anything. As you keep following the same path that you've been following for days now. Anything particular you'd like to do?
Right. So now I know that they're kobolds. I'm gonna be extra alert just in case one of them ambushes us like out of random and tries to tackle my sister or something. So I keep my hand on my short sword as I like wrap my elbow around my sister just to keep her there, but also stay ready. And then I continue on the path, just keeping observant.
Okay. As you progress through the day, slowly it turns 4 p.m. and then 6 p.m. and at some point even 8 p.m. Nothing particularly happens. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything particular. And the sun seems to disappear behind the skyline again. That's it.
Okay. This time I'm gonna, since I like where I am, is there still enough to make another tent, or is there?
Roll a survival check. Okay. So it's definitely becoming a lot harder. You need about 2 hours before you find all the right stuff.
Okay,
To
so
kind of
what
put together a tent.
until I can fully put it together, I'm gonna like make a kind of crappy blanket with a bunch of like rotten leaves and stuff, just to keep my sister kind of concealed in case something comes. They don't target her.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, it takes you a little while to cover her up enough that it would just look like a small kind of like hill of leaves, I suppose. It's convincing enough for if someone was to not particularly be looking for anything, they would not see it. Okay, so with that, you go out, you gather all the materials for making a tent, and as you do, you come back. Your sister's still hidden, and you put together the tent quickly. Yeah.
And then I put my sister in there again, make sure she's nice and hidden. And I sit down. I quickly do a check of the perimeter, see if there's any kobolds lurking around.
Okay. So as far as you can see, there's no kobolds lurking around.
Okay. Right. So then I sit down and I rest again.
Okay. Do you first sleep and then take a watch, or do you first watch and then take sleep?
I watch, then sleep.
Okay. Roll a perception check. See how your watch goes. Okay. So as you make yourself a little bit comfortable, or as much as you can anyway, your watch starts going by, and it seems to be quite okay. It's a clear sky. There's a couple of stars in there, and you don't seem to particularly notice anything until you decide to go to sleep. Do you sleep inside the tent or outside the tent?
I'll sleep at the tent entrance just in case.
Okay.
So nothing can get past me.
Okay. And did you make a fire? Yes or no?
No, I kept the fire out just in case it lured any kobolds to our location.
Okay. So, can you see that now?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, it's probably still loading its resolution, but there we go. So, as you prepare to go to sleep, you sleep at the entrance of the tent, and yeah, you go to sleep. Okay. All right. So, as you sleep, a couple hours pass by, and you have quite a deep sleep as you slowly start remembering the events from roughly at this point about a week ago, and you can just see it all in front of you, the horror, the pain, just purely bad memories of what happened, until at some point you hear relatively close by, probably within 10 or 20 feet probably, you hear
So I wake up, I jolt awake, I'm like, and I hear the sound, and I get jump up, like I'm still a little bit, would I be still a little bit tired?
No, you'd be awake. Do you decide to stealth?
Yeah, so I get close to the tent and see if I can crouch down and make sure this approaching presence can't detect me.
Okay.
So roll a
Yeah, roll a stealth check for me, please. Okay.
I'm a stealthy boy.
So as you kind of like jolt awake, as you hear this, as you like this sound like enter into your subconscious, you do make a bit of a rustle, and you're definitely not sure if you've stayed silent, but as you do so, what you were hearing earlier, you hear
I get ready for an attack in case it gets closer. So I grab my short sword.
Okay, so as you do so, as you prepare your short sword, you hear as this undead hand starts reaching into the tent, right in front of you. Please roll for initiative.
Oh, I'm going to the combat again. 13.
Okay, all
I
right.
think.
So let me just change out the tracks again. There we go.
I know what I'm doing first.
So, as this undead hand just starts reaching inside, wondering what had made the little rustling noise, you are prepared, and it's definitely your turn first. What do you do?
Right. I let go of my short sword, and I run around the back where the hand's coming in, and I grab. Do I know it's undead?
You can tell probably by like the rotting flesh and like some bits of flesh are like kind of like hanging off type of thing. Just so yeah.
All right. So I run up behind it, use chill touch, and grab it to pull it back.
Okay. So you run outside the tent, around the back, and then grab it.
To where the hand's coming in, and I grab it and pull it back so it can't reach in any closer towards my sister.
Okay. So allow me. So currently, oh god, this creature is right there. So it's at the front of the tent and it's reaching into where you were sleeping.
Okay. So I jump out and push it down using chill touch on it.
Okay. First, make a strength check to see if you can actually push it down.
Do I just click the strength bit on the left-hand side?
Yeah. So,
It's too strong for me.
okay, so the only way you would have won that if he also rolled in that one, but he didn't. So, so yeah. So as you try and hold on to this, what you now realize is a zombie, you don't seem to quite get the strength together in order to really push it backwards, and so you're kind of just now face to face to it.
Okay.
But we'll consider that your bonus action.
Did I still use chill touch on it?
You can do, yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna use chill touch on its ass.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. What does that do?
So chill touch. Let me just look at it. You create a ghostly spectral, a skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature to assail it, and with the chill of the grave. On hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Until then, the hand clings to the target. If you hit an undead target, it also has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn. This spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you're 50. I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So you definitely hit that as you right in front of it. You concentrate, and as you mutter some different words than you normally use. This skeletal, ghostly hand just appears right in front of you as it latches onto the face of the zombie, and just by purely touching the undead, you can just see this power surge going through the bones of the skeletal hand. As you grab onto it, and you can roll the damage.
Rolling the damage. Boop.
Okay.
3 necrotic damage.
All right. So with that, the hand just ever so slightly just starts crunching into the face of this zombie, and you see some of the pieces of flesh just start to sort of peel as the pressure is being put onto it. Okay. Anything else you do?
No, I end my turn there.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so it is now the turn of the zombie. Let's have a look. So he's going to try and slam you, but he's got disadvantage on the attack because of the chill touch. So let's have a look. Okay. Oh, that's a natural one on the second roll. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So as he gets hit by the chill touch, you see him go just as he tries to move his fist in such a way that he would hit you, but no, he completely just flails and just doesn't hit you, and that's where he ends his turn.
Okie dokie. Now do I still have hold of it?
Does it have a
Oh no,
duration?
the skeletal hand has the hold of it still.
Yeah.
All right. So the duration is 1 round. So the chill touch is gone now.
Yeah. So at this point it would, well, it would disappear at the end of your turn.
Okay. So I now use my short sword and try to pierce its chest.
Okay. All right. Roll an attack roll.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Yeah.
All right. Roll the damage. All
Three
right. Very
piercing
nice.
damage.
Very nice. So with that, you take a good stab at this zombie, and as you do so, the skeletal hand dissipates, and the zombie gets instantly pierced. Right, you go a good few inches into its stomach, as you just hear the zombie kind of like squirm because of the pain. Okay,
Nasty little bugger.
so that ends your turn. You do hear that Serana, she's woken up.
Oh no!
Um,
Never wake a woman up. Oh. I'm gonna get my ass beat.
So the zombie is going to try and attack you, and that is that is a 21 to hit. So
That hits.
yeah, I do believe that hits. So let's have a look. That is 1d6 plus 1. Okay, so as this zombie kind of like regains itself and just takes this wide swing towards your head, and you feel that this fleshy, damp hand just like kind of like punch you right across the jaw, as it definitely connects, and you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Whoa. I think 6 points last time. Okay, so I'm back to the 17 hit points.
Mm-hmm. And with that, its turn ends, as it is determined to kill you.
All right. Well, I'm just as determined to kill it. So I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp.
Okay, all right, go nuts. All right, that definitely hits. Yeah, definitely.
Feel the thunder! Wow! 2 lightning. Oh my bro, Shocking Grasp does not like me.
No, I mean, it's not an extremely powerful spell, but it can definitely be very nice. So yeah, again, as you just grab onto the flesh, your fingers kind of like slip a little bit with the flesh kind of like breaking off. But as you hold on to it tightly, again, your fingers just start kind of like warming up, and the lightning just kind of springs out of it, and just this time, much more of the veins are just light up like a bright white, right? And they just light up all the way into the neck as his zombie just goes like as it kind of gets electrocuted as such. And you do a good bit of damage to it, absolutely. Okay, does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I've done 8 damage to it in total so far.
Yeah, that's definitely correct.
Alright, we'll make a note of that. Alright.
Okay, so with that, your turn ends, and the zombie is now, he's pissed. He's going to try and just attack you again with its fist. It's pretty much all it knows. That is another 21 to hit.
Oh, bruh!
Yeah, I've been rolling really well for this one. Okay, so as it tries to, kind of come back from its previous momentum, it tries to, with his left fist this time, it tries to just hit you straight in the throat. Let's have a look. Oh, that is 7 points of bludgeoning damage as his fist just connects straight with your throat.
I'm at 10 hit points.
Okay, alright.
I don't want to die.
And that ends his turn. It's your turn.
Bruh. Alright, so trying to regather myself. So is my short sword still inside of it?
No, you would have pulled that back.
Alright, so I go for both my short swords, and in an angry rage, I'm like, You are not getting to my sister! And then I freaking swing, I unsheath both swords and do a cross swipe upwards, both of them.
Okay, all right. Do you have a double sword attack in your?
I don't think I have a double sword attack, but I have 2 short swords in my inventory, I believe.
Okay, so you'd only be able to, well, I mean for flavor you can use 2, but only rolls the damage of 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. I mean that absolutely hits.
yeah. I roll the damage. 8 piercing
Oh,
damage.
wow. Okay, definitely very nice.
Now I have done 16 damage to him.
Yeah, that's true. So as you just as you kind of like take the hit, you kind of feel the breath escape you. But this is not your first fight. And so with both your short swords, you just take him out and just in like a cross motion, you just go. Do you go from bottom to top or from top to bottom?
I go from bottom to top. While I unsheath it, I go.
Right. Okay. Right. So
Wipe
yeah.
it.
So as you
So
unsheath,
if anything, that'd be a high chance to dismember both arms as I go up and across the torso and across the shoulders.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so as you unsheath both your short swords and you just slice them straight up. Yeah, because you rolled really high, I'll allow for the dismemberment.
Yeah.
And you just slice clean through its chest on like both the shoulder sides as both arms just flop onto the ground, just as the zombie is just going. As it's just
Bloody hell, this guy's still alive? Jesus Christ!
yeah, he's still going. He's
Persistent little bugger, isn't he?
He's pretty hurt, but he's still going.
All right. If he manages to do 10 damage, I'm fucked.
I don't plan on it. Okay, so with that, your turn ends.
Yep.
Okay, you don't want to disengage or move back or anything like that.
I'll disengage and try and move back. So am I after the swipe? Am I still in the tent or am I outside the tent?
If you move 1 square back, you're still within that 10.
Okay. So I'll stay where I am, but I'll disengage and then like stay ready with my. I won't hold an attack, but I'll be like, I'll jump backwards and just be prepared.
So do you actually move that square backwards?
Yes, I move the okay.
Okay.
I disengage. So I use my bonus thing to disengage and be like, nah, chief.
Yeah. So let's see. So with that, the zombie kind of sees this happening, and he definitely doesn't get that attack of opportunity. He uses a different ability, and just from what you can tell, just his eyes just shoot from this very dull yellow
He's got freaking laser eyes.
to a very bright red. As he seems to just get super. Like, he seems to, like, activate, like, rage mode, and he's getting really angry as he just...
I just sit there and look at him and go,
Well, I done goofed.
and with that ends his turn.
uh-oh. I try and... I move forward a square, and try and use that momentum from my movement to stab my short sword into his chest.
Okay. Okay.
Roll
your short sword attack.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay. Yeah. No, that does not hit. It seems like because of the jump, you did not quite manage to land the sword where you wanted it to.
I slip over one of the leaves and just facepalm.
Well, I mean, it's not quite that, but it's you definitely you jump forward, and because the zombie's kind of missing a good chunk of its torso, you definitely do not connect with it, and nothing happens. Do you want to disengage and move back again?
Yep, I'll disengage and move back again. I'll be like,
Well, that didn't work.
Okay, so with that, the zombie is just he's still standing there. He doesn't seem to be coming towards you, but it's more because it seems like he's being held in place, where he's like his upper body is trying to like throw itself at you, like as it's definitely a lot more angry, but it seems to be held in place, and slowly by the shoulders you can see skin starting to form as part of the shoulders start like coming back.
oh, it it's regenerating. Oh, that's not good.
And that ends its turn.
So I noticed the regeneration, and I think like,
I need to deal with this thing quickly before it regenerates its limbs.
so then I charge forward, and I use chill touch again because I don't want to get hurt anymore.
Okay. So for chill touch, you don't have to move forward. It has a 120-foot range
Okay.
that you can cast it at.
So I have to move forward again, or do I not
No,
need to?
no, you don't need to.
All right, so I'll boom.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. Is that good?
So as you, yeah, that definitely hits. Roll your damage. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that.
Okay, dokie.
Oh wow,
Okay.
that is a lot of
I don't know.
damage.
I don't know why I got 2.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the first number because you didn't roll a critical on the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take the first number.
Yeah.
So with
That's
that,
6 necrotic damage.
okay. So with that, the hand again, it appears, and this time it again goes for the face, and it just latches on. And this time the bony nails seem to dig in much more than you've seen before. As the zombie just starts going, as it's definitely squirming under the pain. It seems pretty badly hurt. Okay. So with that ends your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You could also prepare your chain sickle to do an attack on the next turn if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll prepare my chain sickle.
Okay. All right. So with that, your turn ends, and you get the chain sickle ready. You're kind of like kind of twirling it in little circles as you're ready to throw this thing. And with that, the zombie still being held in place. Some of the arms start coming back again. It's only like the upper arm, but it's definitely coming back. So that ends his turn. Your turn.
All right, so I will use my. I take it. I need to move forward, so I'll move forward and use my chain sickle melee.
Okay, you could also use it at range if you wanted to.
I'm going to use it at melee so I can get.
Okay,
nice.
well, you are at advantage.
Okay.
So with the 10, that definitely hits. And as you take the chain sickle, roll your damage.
7 slashing.
Okay, all right.
My
How do you want to do
pencil
this?
has run out of lead. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Ow! I just smacked myself in the face with my pen.
Good job. Good job.
So what I'll do is I see the head glowing. I'm like, all right, that looks like a good target. So I try to cut off the head and just end this as quick as possible.
Okay.
As I know it's a quick killing blow.
Okay. So as you take your chain sickle and you just raise it back and you go for the swing, it connects with the face, and as soon as it does, there's this this transfer of energy as this red glow overcomes your sickle once more, and it goes right through your chain and it enters straight into your hand. And as it does so, there's a flash, and then there's nothing. There's just black space around you as you see the 2 red eyes, like about 20 feet away from you. They seem to just be looking at you, and they're just kind of floating there, and you just hear one word. You hear bound.
Uh-oh. I don't know what that means.
Did you say anything back?
I just say,
What do you mean, bound?
And as a response, you hear as the space fades away again, and you see the zombie straight in front of you, and just this lifeless groan as the eyes roll back and the tongue, like this rotten tongue, just kind of like lolls out, and the zombie goes limp and falls dead onto the floor. You are now out of combat.
okay. I checked to see if my sister's okay because I noticed she woke up.
Okay, as soon as you go inside, she grabbed one of your daggers, and she's kind of holding it in front of her, and she's just like, as you come inside, she's kind of expecting it to not be you, and you kind of have to like sort of like dodge out the way in order to not get shanked by your own sister. But you know, she's not like a trained fighter, so you definitely managed to dodge
Right,
out
sorry,
the way.
I dodge it and grab her wrist and like,
Whoa, 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 whoa! Don't worry, it's just me. I'll take care of it.
Richo, what was that? What was that outside?
It appears to be a zombie of some kind.
I remember the words that it said in my head, and I'm just like,
Um, it's gone now. Don't worry.
Right. Okay. And with that, oh God, Jesus. Oh no, I need to. Oh no. There we go. And with that, she kind of seems to calm down again, and she kind of goes for a hug, and she then tries to go back to sleep again.
okay,
But she's definitely hugging up to you now.
okay. So I can't loot the zombie because she's clinging to me. So
I
I
mean,
just,
you could like slowly put her to sleep again, and then loot the zombie.
all right. So I'll wait till she like properly goes to sleep, and I'll
Okay.
slowly remove her from clingingness, and just lay her down and quietly search the zombie's corpse to see if I can find any clues to what it meant by bound, because
Okay.
I don't know what it just did.
Okay. So as you make an investigation check, see if you can find anything.
Investigation.
Okay. All right. So you start like panning around the body of the zombie. You now see also that the arms seem to have come back, like completely, but they're still as rotten as they were, and it definitely does not seem alive anymore. On top of that, you find in one of its pockets, you find a small necklace with a little wooden dangle on it, and it's kind of like carved in the shape of a skull.
Okay. I inspect it and check.
What is this? What would an undead do with something like this? Jewelry, perhaps?
Okay. Do you inspect it? Do you inspect the charm further?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a history check. Actually, make a religion check. Sorry.
Religion.
Okay. So with that, you kind of inspect it, and you take your thumb over it, and from what you can, kind of like recall from what you know, these kind of symbols, they could be just random carved things that might have belonged to the zombie before it was a zombie. But it could also be some kind of like demon worship. You're not entirely sure. It's kind of used in different ways. And with that, you hear some rustling behind you.
I quickly put the necklace in my pocket and spin around, like,
Who's there?
and I'm like all panicky, like I'm clearly on edge from what just happened.
Okay. So as you spin around, and do you take your short sword out, or?
I ready my chain sickle in my hand, ready to throw it if I need to.
Okay. All right. So as you spin around and you're ready to throw this thing, about 10 feet away from you, you see a pretty tall figure. You can tell it's a female, and there's this dark obsidian skin with like pale lilac eyes, and a very dark green cloak, and the cloak is made of like leaves and other shrubberies and things like that. And around her necklace, you see several different types of small skulls hanging from it. The skulls seem to be smiling, whereas the skull you inspected earlier was definitely not smiling. It had a kind of like a sad face type of thing.
Sad boy.
And as you say, who's there type of thing. This figure is standing there with hands behind her back, and she says, Good. So, how did that feel?
What do you mean?
I look back at the zombie, thinking she means like the bound thing, but I'm not too sure. So I stand up, and I'm like protesting that she explains herself, or this person explains herself.
Okay. And she looks at you. You just like take a stance, as in you're trying to it's kind of
Trying to size her up.
okay. So as you do that, she kind of smiles, and she says, "I mean no harm. You did well. I believe you might have just undergone something, and I'd be very interested to help you."
Why? Why should I trust you? This thing came out of nowhere. I mean, you come out of nowhere.
I'm like really confused, and I just don't know who to trust or what to trust.
Okay. She looks at you and she says, "There's no reason to trust me, but there's also no reason not to trust me. That zombie, I've been tracking it for a few days, trying to figure out where it came from. But trust me, I know what it's like to be different." And as you, upon closer inspection, you see this woman is also a drow. And with the very dark skin and the pale eyes, it makes sense that, she's definitely a dark elf. And she smiles, and she says, "My name's Shava. Who might I have before me?"
I like remove my mask and like move my hood down to show what I actually look like, to show that I am a someone like similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
My name is Regio Cloverwood. And
I look at my sister, and I don't want to reveal that there's someone inside. I just want to act like I'm alone.
Right.
So I just go,
and it's just me.
Okay. She looks at you and says, "Don't worry, I told you. I mean no harm. But I'm also aware that you are not alone. Your sister is safe. Don't worry. Now, I believe you've been through quite a lot. Is that correct?"
Yes, I have.
and I like, I have the thing that I just picked up off the zombie in my pocket, and I like hold it, like wanting to show it because it looks similar to what she's wearing, but I'm not too sure because I want answers, but I also don't know if I could fully trust her still enough to tell her those answers.
Okay.
Well, questions rather.
Okay. So do you actually hold it out?
I keep it in my pocket, but I grasp it in my hand.
Okay. So as soon as you do that, she says, "I know. It's quite the charm, isn't it?"
I pull it out, knowing that I've been sussed out. So I hold it out, and I'm like,
What does it mean? What does it relate to bound?
I believe there is more to be discussed about that. It seems like it's part of a certain curse. A curse that seems to roam these woods for, well, quite a while now. And I believe that you are not the only one affected. Is that correct?
Yes. My sister has been
I check to see if she's awake still.
Okay.
So I appear in the tent.
Okay, so as you appear into the tent, on her right shoulder, you notice the same skull that you have in your hand is now burned into her shoulder. She doesn't seem to have noticed it. It didn't hurt or anything like that, or you don't think it did, because she would have probably woken up from that. But it's there now, and it's a deep colored skull with the same sad face that's on yours.
So I see this, and I look back at the person. And I'm like,
What do these mean? Explain yourself.
So as you come back out the tent again, and you look at this woman, there's now two large ogres behind her. One 9 foot tall, the other 10 foot tall, and One of them has a very large flail. The other one has a very large great club with like spiky metal bits sticking out of it. She says, I understand you have many questions, and so do I. But I believe I can help. I believe you have been given the Akruda curse.
Akruda?
I've never heard this word before, so...
You have actually heard the word before.
Have I?
Yes, during the event that took place about a week ago, you heard one of the characters say the word whilst looking at your sister.
Okay. So I look at her and I'm like,
What is this curse? What does it mean? How do I dispel it?
And she looks back at you. She seems a bit sorrowful, and she says, I understand. There's many questions, and like I said, I'd like to get to know more. For now, I think I can help. Your sister, she's not doing well. And with the bound that the curse had just made on you, I believe her situation will worsen. I can bring her into a stasis, a temporary place of peace. She won't die, she won't get any better either, but at the very least she won't get any worse. If you would just please come with me. I have a camp, and I could have Ikor, as she points towards the ogre on her right, and Grogrot, as she points to the ogre on her left, safely bring us there. There's more ogres, and they're the kind version, as they still love a good battle, but they take good care of me as I take good care of them. Please, trust me, I can help, as she reaches out her hand for yours.
I guess I have no choice.
I reach into the tent, pick up my sister, and then I place her on the ground in front of the ogre that she said would take him, and I take this lady's hand.
Okay, so as you place Serana down on the floor, in front of which ogre, the left or the right one? So the right one was called Ikor, and the left one was called Grogrot.
I place it in front her in front of Ikor.
Okay, so as you place it in front of the 10-foot tall ogre, the ogre takes the flail and gives it to Grogrot, as he very carefully, with his very ginormous hands, he very carefully scoops up Serana and just holds her very, very, very gently, much more gently than you'd expect from any ogre.
Okay.
And with it, you take the hand of Shava.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So as you take the hand, another flash, as the as the room this time turns a very bright white. Instead of red eyes, you see lilac, like a pretty light version of lilac. Eyes appear as you hear Shava's voice, and you hear her say, "Calm." And with that, another flash as it disappears, and she seems to smile at you as you feel fatigue taking over your body, as the many days of travel have been very exhausting on you, and you too feel your mind slowly drifting off to a very deep sleep as your body kind of limps to the floor. You don't hit the floor, as Grogrot also scoops you up and very carefully starts walking into a particular direction as your eyes start closing. And that's where we'll leave off for tonight's session.
No! I feel like I signed my own death warrant.
Yeah, well, look, we'll have to see what happens, eh?
No! Oh no, that was so good though.
Yeah, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I loved it. It was so fun.
Okay, all right, that's really good to hear. I'm really glad to hear that. So yeah, so with that, that forms the introduction to your introduction to the world of Everdale, and your introduction to the Everdale campaign, as you get carried away by a ogre following a drow druid, as you walk through the dark forest, and you take a very deep sleep. So hopefully you can join us for the next session with the full party, and we'll see how you guys meet up there.
Bruh, I'm so hyped. I want to know if I just killed myself.
You have to wait and see.
Oh, bruh.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that ends this stream. It's a lot shorter than the other ones, mainly because these are just introduction stories to characters, and I hope to do these more for also the other characters in the party. But for now, this was just a test of sorts, and also to introduce Regio Cloverwood into this world, and into D&D in general.
Yeah.
All right. So with that. Episode 4 will go online on YouTube tomorrow, and this episode will hopefully go live after episode 6 has gone live, so you guys will see that appear at some point. Okay, all right, that's pretty much all. I hope all the viewers had fun. I hope you had fun, and
I did indeed. Thank you everyone for watching.
yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
Clumsy ass to play D&D.
You did very well, and with that, we'll see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.